Hello there, and welcome to another episode of the Unwatchables. Today, we are discussing Pixar's newest film, Luca.
Just your standard Italian fish out of water story. And that's basically all there is to it. It is extremely simple. This is the most simple Pixar movie we will probably ever get. It is basically a Pixar short extended into an hour and a half runtime. And you know what? I'm all down for it.
Mamma mia.
Mamma mia. The pasta, the mamma mia. We will try and keep our terrible Italian accents down to a minimum.
Alright, so we need to talk about, I think the blaringly obvious thing about this movie is that it is considerably different from other Pixar movies in a way that we have dubbed the quote-unquote Pixar Problem. So up until now, most Pixar movies, excluding like 2 or 3, are these crazy, like, game-changing, like, deep stories about, like, deep things that no one ever expected to be deep. So people have come to expect that from Pixar. Like, people go into Pixar thinking, how are they going to blow my mind today? Am I going to come out of this theater in an hour and a half bawling my eyes out? Who knows? And then we get to Luca, which is literally a movie about 2 kids who want to ride a Vespa, so they enter a pasta propaganda contest.
It's just satisfying that they can just take a step back, not a step back in quality, just a step back in scale. And our expectations can take a step back as well and just soak in this wholesome movie just for its wholesomeness. And it's just so simple, and I love it. There's pasta. It's Italian. What's not to love?
But yeah, the Pixar problem is sort of that you go into it expecting to like it less, and that hurts it a little bit just because it's not crazy and mind-blowing. So it doesn't seem like something special, so you're like, whatever. But it turns out well. It's nice to have a little break from having existential crises.
It's just so wholesome. You know, the characters are just so likable, and you have such a underdeveloped villain, but I don't care because he's so annoying. He's just so nasty that just watching him lose in the end is just so satisfying. And then watching him be so mean to the main characters when you know that he's just going to get destroyed in the end is just so great. He's not a complex villain. He's not a twist villain. He's not misunderstood. He's just an a-hole.
It's so funny that the whole conflict of the movie is 2 kids who just happen to be sea monsters who want to ride around the world in a Vespa. So they enter a race bicycle contest that is basically pasta propaganda. And the villain is some 20-year-old guy who peaked in high school. Pasta.
Pasta, 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 pasta. So the other thing that I just absolutely loved is when Luca's parents were just pushing all the kids into the fountain. I just loved.
So uncomfortable.
I just loved it so much.
So uncomfortable.
Now on to the negatives, because anything we talk about, we have to criticize a bit because it's not fun if we don't. So the first thing that we can both agree upon is that the ending seemed a bit too rushed. We feel that the villagers kind of accepted that these 2 kids are sea monsters way too quickly. It took them 10 seconds? Like, I can get the dad, mustache man, because he knows these kids, being fine with it. Like, this lady takes one of the hunting posters for the sea monsters and just tears it. It's just so rushed. It's so rushed.
Yeah, it also would have been better for the dad's character a little bit if they showed that he was way more accepting right away. Because he really is, it's a sweet thing that he's got going with Alberto. Because, poor Alberto was stuck living on this island, and his dad, frickin' abandoned him, you know? And no one knows who he is, and he's just been living there alone, and he's super sad. And then he comes to this island, and all of a sudden he's got this new father figure, and he's just trying not to screw it up. And they find out he's a sea monster, and he's like, dang it, I thought I finally had this thing. And then the dad could be like, no, I love you, Alberto. I do not care that you are a sea monster, even though I hunt the sea monster. But instead everybody else is like, we do not care that you are the sea monster. So it doesn't show anything about the dad, you know?
So maybe we could have gotten a shortened version of the race, and then had 2 minutes of conflict at the end. Possibly.
Speaking of the race, that was really funny. how like he like oiled up the guy to make him win, and then the fish like started to attack him, and like he was
Yeah.
like blatantly cheating the whole time, and no one was stopping him, and he still lost. And then he literally tried to harpoon a bunch of children. Like, what is wrong with
That's
this
good.
guy? Does he really want pasta that bad?
Yeah.
Just let the poor kids get their Vespa.
The only other negative I can think about is that it's sort of weird how quickly Mama Fish and Papa Fish are able to adapt to land. They're like Luca, there's a scene of him like having a lot of trouble using his legs and walking. But these two guys, they're able to walk so easily. They're just like, okay, off to kick some kids into the fountains. Pasta, mamma mia.
And play the sakura very well. They're like, we're humans. Like, they've never done it before, so it doesn't make sense, you know? It's confusing. I guess that's it for Luca. Great Pixar movie. Not anything, like, hugely crazy or remarkable, but it's good. It's good to watch, fun to watch, and wholesome.
And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe and comment if you want to make fun of us.
And also check out the extended version of this conversation on our podcast and plenty other episodes. We've been making a podcast for over a year now. Either in the description, down below in the comments, or you could find it on Spotify under the same name, The Unwatchables. Yeah, we sort of rate things out of 17. It's a long story involving a deleted YouTube video. But yeah, what do you rate this movie out of 17?
14 out of 17.
I'm going to go 13.5.
14 out of 17 and 13.5.
All right, that's it. There's our rating out of 17, and we will see you in a week or so.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.